you struggle with how to brand your business? Branding is you telling customers the impression you would like them to have of you. It is discovering what the customer wants and not guessing. It is finding your core values and sharing core values with your customers. How to brand your business to stand out and relate with customers. Branding can be a crucial part of small businesses, and it does work. I think this is one of the most common parts that small brick and mortar businesses overlook. I think that brand is one of the most confusing terms out there. Ask 10 different people what is brand, you get 10 different answers. I look at brand with a unique perspective to make it easier to understand and reap the benefits. The thing is, everyone uses a brand, personal and in business. We all are branded with certain values and ideals that people have of us. Core values. So it starts with values. I suggest to every business to start with their core values. Core values are the root beliefs that a person or organization operates from. They are the principal perspectives that guide a person or organization's behavior with others. Core values are writing down who we are and whom we want to be, the true value as a company or person. Never late, hardworking, always learn from my mistakes, do the best job we can, always give more than what's expected, never back down from a good fight, all can be core values. People tend to buy or go back to people or businesses they feel that they have things in common or will give them what they want. And what's always relates to values. When I go to a restaurant, I want good food, fresh ingredients, a smiling staff, a good atmosphere, and a glass never empty. I'm an ideal customer because I'm willing to pay whatever the price is to get what I want. Now, I wants could be a part of a restaurant's core values. And they should be a part of a restaurant's core values because I'm the ideal customer willing to pay what it takes to get what they want. So effective branding is taking your core values, making sure they match the ideal customer's wants. And you display this in your brand. Do you struggle with how to brand your business? You want your business to stand out and be different from the competitors and successfully tell what you stand for. But you do not know how to do this. You picked out some colors and a logo and are now stumped about where to go from there. We all get frustrated with the concept of branding, especially if we compare our efforts to those of a large company. But it does work for small businesses. How to know what the customer wants. The first step is discovering what your ideal customers want. Being able to deliver an unmet want or uniquely deliver your service will make your business stand out. Customers will only come if you are giving them what they want. So spend some time researching what your customer is looking for from your service. You will see increased sales. An example of discovering what the customer wanted was different from what they thought is Death Wish coffee. The company found their customers didn't care much more about anything else than they just wanted a good tasting strong coffee. They delivered by creating the Death Wish coffee brand. Never guess what's your ideal customer wants. Always research. You may be surprised. How can a small business research the ideal customer? Asking existing customers what they want. Also, getting on social media message boards of businesses that are like yours. And read people's comments. I find the most effective, quickest way it's getting on Google My Business directories, looking at every type of business that's like yours and reading the negative and positive reviews will give you the quickest insight into the ideal customer's mindset. Brand your business to reflect what your customer wants is always a winning strategy. Another way to show your brand is to create a special way you deliver or package a product. An example of a special delivery is the discovery by a store that taking a few seconds to draw an image in cream with a toothpick would make their coffee popular. Now, most places do this and their customers are still willing to pay more for it. Here's how to do it yourself. Think about what you do differently, and that makes you stand out. Use this to brand your business based on what the ideal customer wants. More on core values. Core values are very much a part of branding. Deciding what you value. It is your company culture, how you interact with customers, and establishing policies based on core values. If your values align with your customers' values, those two common values will become your brand. Don't hesitate to put together a set of core values for your business. It is not as difficult as you may think and is an essential step when you brand your business. When you start branding your company, clearly state how your service is based on a core value. In your website or advertisements, use values that target the ideal customer. Consider researching other like-minded businesses/organizations to reinforce the direction of your brand. College hunks hauling junk. This business started as two college hunks doing local jobs. As the company expanded and not all their employees were college-aged hunks, they made hunks into an acronym reflecting one of their core values, something you may consider with your business. The acronym is honest, uniformed, nice, knowledgeable. Your acronyms or slogans can be funny or serious, memorable if short, a great way to tell customers about your core values, and is helpful for an established business wanting to refresh its image. Brand your business to create an impression. The purpose of branding is to create an impression of your product or service for the public. The third step is putting the first two together and create your brand. Branding is how you would like the customer to view you as a business. It uses a variety of methods to do this. It is the general tone of your business, such as casual, authoritative, etc. The emotion you want to express, cheerful, serious, etc. And what makes you unique. You have already done the hard part. Now put it together to create the image you want to portray using colors, slogans, and pictures. Examples of branding. Finfolk Productions. This is a quirky business that sells anything mermaid tails, leggings with scale designs, bras, etc. You would almost expect their website to be as different as their product. Still, they decided to let the products shine and use a tropical setting to brand their business. Branding tips. You don't have to be quirky just because your product is. Your branding should reflect your product or service in some way. You may be whimsical with your branding, but you need to combine it with being professional. Yellow dumpster. We are going from whimsical to practical. There isn't much to be said about a company that rents dumpsters. To make itself memorable, they decided to use yellow. Their dumpsters are yellow, and their website's background is yellow. The website is simple and as basic as its product. The connection between their product and their name is easy to remember. Here's how it works. When other forms of branding don't work for you or your business, please consider using a signature color to brand yourself. Conclusion. In short, branding involves 3 steps. Finding what your ideal customer wants, the customer that's willing to pay whatever it takes to get what they want. Establishing your core values, base these values on the ideal customer's wants. Combining the two to create a cohesive impression of your business. This is also known as your brand. Know your brand cannot be effective if people don't see it or know it exists. So your brand must be effective in your office's place of business, in your products, on your advertisement, websites, ads, wherever. You must show a part of your brand everywhere you do business. I hope you found this as an easier way of understanding branding. Please give us feedback so we know if this content was easy to understand and useful to you. Please reach out to our chat board or send us an email. Any way you decide to contact us would be greatly appreciated.